Hi guys, this is Derek Tsai. Today I'm going to review this book, Teaming with Microbes, by Jeff Lowenfels and Wayne Lewis. This is my first time I do a video review. I hope you like it. Everything will be posted text. It's going to be on the learnbyblogging.com if you can check it out. But basically, it's a very good book. I learned a lot about bacteria and fungi and whatever that gonna affect the plants, and there are symbiotic relationship among them. Very interesting. This is a must read for anybody who wants to have learn about gardening and want to be a green thumb. So it's a must. So the book covers some basic sciences of food web, how the roots interact, secretes the exudates that feed the microbes, and which in turn feed the roots of the plant. The nutrients come from the microbes in the organic world instead of the NPK petroleum-based fertilizers. So this is purely for organic type of planting. So chapter by chapter, chapter 1 covers the basic science. This is part 1 covers the basic science, and chapter 1 covers the why you should care about the food web. And there's a very nice web diagram there. I think that came from USDA website. Okay, and then chapter 2 go into more of a soil science, informative but not very interesting. If you just want to learn how to do gardening, that's kind of not very interesting. Chapter 3 covers bacteria, and that's really the half the magic. There are two groups, aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. A lot of people already know about that. And you know, the good smell come from the volatile chemicals that are given out by the actinomyces. I don't know how to pronounce that. Something you learn about bacteria is that you're gonna hear a lot of technical terms or the biological names. Very hard to pronounce, honestly. Anyway, so these bacteria, actinomyces, particularly adept at decaying cellulose, which is a long chain of the carbon-based glucose that gives the plants the structure and the chitins. So and then there's some coverage about the nitrogen cycles. And chapter 4 covers the fungi, the job of the fungi. It's still very mysterious to a lot of people, and really it's a huge topic by itself. I think this chapter probably adds more confusion than really clarification. So I would find other sources. There are a lot of books out there about fungi. And then chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 covers the algae, the slime molds. Not interesting. Protozoa, the nematodes. Protozoa is a single-cell organism that eats the bacteria. And nematodes are the non-segmented, blind, round worms. Very kind of pictures, a lot of pictures in the book. And anthropods, which are flies, beetles, those bugs, spiders. And then the earthworms, gastropods, the snails, reptiles, mammals, and birds. So that kind of round up the entire part 1 of the book. And then part 2 is really the application of these soil science, web science, soil food web science into the yard and garden care. So this is more of the application of what you learn in part 1. There's a lot of stuff in the chapter 2 that might be, it's probably okay, interesting. The compost tea making is interesting, but the most I get out of it is this 19 rules. I think those are If you read the book, it will go into more details of how the rules come from. But if you go by one, would be the rule number 1 is some plants prefer soil dominated by fungi, and others prefer soils that dominated by bacteria. So, and then most vegetables, annuals, grasses prefer the nitrogen in the nitrate form and do best in bacterially dominated soil. So those basically those plants with the shallow roots would like to have bacteria. And then the number three is the most trees, shrubs, and perennials prefer the nitrogen in ammonium form, which does do best in fungi dominated soil. So those plants with a deep root would tend to have better relationship with the fungi. And number 4 is compost can be used to inoculate beneficial microbes and life into soil around your yard, introduce, maintain, alter the soil food web in a particular area. So that's kind of, everybody know that. Number 5, adding compost tea and soil food web into the surface of soil will inoculate the soil with the same soil food web. So this is basic why you want to do compost tea. Okay. And number 6, aged brown organic material support fungi, fresh green organic materials support bacteria. So this is something new to me. If you have a brown material, if you add more brown, it tends to support fungi. And if you add more green, it support the bacteria. So you can adjust your mix to make, for vegetable, you want to put more of a green, and for the compost for the plants, you want to have more brown material, like dry leaves, etc. Okay, number 7 is mulch laid on top of the surface tend to support fungi because it has more brown, and then and mulch work to the soil tend to support bacteria. Okay, so that that might not be intuitive, but it kind of makes sense. If you wet and grind the mulch thoroughly, it speeds up the bacteria colonization. Okay. Number 8. Well, that was number 8. Number 9. Coarse, drier mulches support fungi activities. Well, that once again it goes to the brown. The brown tend to support fungi activity. Number 10. Sugars help bacteria multiply, grow, all that kind of stuff, and then the rock does help the fungi grow. So once again, the sugar, which tend to be green, will help the bacteria, and the dry stuff, the brown stuff, tend to help the fungi. So once again, that's the same theme. Number 11, by choosing the compost, you begin with what the nutrient by choosing the compost you begin with and what nutrients you add to it, you make the teas that are heavily fungal or bacteria dominated or balanced. So you can change your ingredients of your compost tea to feed more bacteria based or fungi based nutrients. Okay. Number 12, compost teas are very sensitive to chlorine, preservative in the brewing water and ingredients. So kind of intuitive. You don't want, if you want the bacteria to flourish, you don't want to have chlorine. Okay. Number 13 is application of synthetic fertilizer kill off most or all of the soil web, food webs. That's kind of makes sense. That's the reason why people go to organic. Don't want to use those synthetic fertilizer, which is mostly petroleum based. Number 14, stay away from additive that have a high NPK numbers. High NPK numbers tend to be synthetic, so that's the main reason. Number 15, follow any chemical spraying or soil drenching with application of compost tea. Okay, probably don't want to do any spraying, but if you have to, follow up with the compost tea. Number 16, most conifers and hardwood trees form a mycorrhizae with fungi. Okay, so like most trees or deep-rooted plants have a symbiotic relationship with the fungi. Number 17, most vegetable, annuals, grass, shrubs, softwood trees, perennial form a mycorrhizae hyphae. Mycorrhizae with the anyway, all different kind of fungi, and one is more relationship with the tree, the other one is more of a relationship with the vegetable. Okay, so there are two kinds of fungi out there. Number 18 is that rototilling and excessive soil disturbance will severely damage the soil food web. So it's not encouraged. You are not encouraged to. In fact, you are discouraged from rototilling if you want to keep the food web intact. Number 19 is always mix the endomycorrhizae. I cannot pronounce that. So anyway, so 19 has to do with the right. You have to apply the right fungi for the vegetable. Honestly, that's kind of advanced topic for people who want to play with different fungi. I will leave that. I will probably won't get there until I get to the next step. Okay, so that summarize. That's gonna give you the overall overview of the book. It's a very good book, and it's got a lot into little topics. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to understand, esoteric, especially on the fungi parts. I will probably find a different book to research more. So, but if you are a beginner gardener, I definitely recommend this book, Teaming with Microbes. Hope you enjoyed this video, or you can read my blogs. Thank you.